Hey everybody, welcome back to Brainiac Baseball's 1983 Detroit Tigers season replay. Today's matchup is between the Baltimore Orioles and the Detroit Tigers at Tiger Stadium. On the mound for the Orioles today is Randy Jones, whose record is 5-8 with a 5.81 ERA. And pitching for the Tigers today is Joaquin Andujar, whose record is 0-1 with a 3.79 ERA. Another hugely disappointing loss in yesterday's game. We lost 10-9. At one point, we were down 5-1. And Eddie Miller, in the fourth inning, I believe it was, hit a 3-run home run to give us the lead. And I'm thinking, okay, we're destined to win this ball game. And it just wasn't going to happen. We had 4 errors in the ball game. Our bullpen completely imploded, including Roger Weaver, who has given up multiple runs now in 3 consecutive outings and could potentially be on the verge of not only losing his job, but maybe being traded away. At one point, we were 7-1 this month, so we've gone 2-9 down this last 10-game stretch or so. And, it's incredibly frustrating. I'm sure you can hear it in my voice. But we do have something cool today to show you. We have new baseball cards for our players. And I thought I would take a moment to show you some of these players. Now, I did forget. This is my bad. I forgot to tell him that we needed our Jeremy DeYoung, who is our art director for Brainiac Baseball. He was going to create a card for all the players that are on our current roster, and I forgot to tell him Rickey, Henderson. So here is our Eddie Murray Detroit Tigers baseball card. Looking good. Well done with the Detroit Tiger logo. We've already seen the Mickey Hatcher one. And here is our Doug Baker baseball card for the 1983 set. Eddie Miller, you've already seen. Greg Brock, you've seen. I also have an alternate version where it says the Brock Ness Monster as his name. And we may have that card created for a giveaway. We have, these are all, of course, regular cards. Here's Kevin Big Hit Bass. Kevin Bass card. Like a lot of negative space here, but I would imagine in creating some of these cards of players who'd never played for Detroit, you probably have to almost white out the background in order to make the card work. And I like that card. It's Terry Kennedy, of course, he created. That's what we've previously seen. And then we'll take a quick look at the pitchers. This is pretty remarkable. We'll start with Joaquin Andujar, who's pitching today. Here is the Joaquin Andujar Detroit Tigers baseball card. Pretty cool. Nice job there. And then we have Tom Filer, the Defiler, in a Detroit Tiger uniform. Good job there. Brian Kelly created a card for Brian Kelly, looking good. We have Roger Weaver's new card where he's got glasses and no glasses. Definitely he should be wearing glasses the way he's been pitching lately. We have, I brought up Carl Willis and sent Roy Thomas down, not because Roy Thomas was ineffective, but because he pitched multiple innings and we would not have had 2 right-handed relievers. The new card for Keith Comstock, looking pretty good there. Good job by Jeremy on that one. We have Jerry Euger and the brand new George Capizzello card instead of the Houston Astros version from the 1983 set. So really great, really well done. My next hope is that we can get these cards actually physically created and make them available as giveaways, maybe prizes and contests. Maybe have a complete set made that you could buy for a marginal price. I have no idea. We're working out some options for those of you who are consistent viewers, which I really, of course, appreciate. So we have Joaquin Andujar starting today. the current Orioles lineup has faced him a few at-bats, 24 plate appearances. Roger Weaver is not available in the bullpen. The rest of the bullpen is available. As I mentioned, Carl Willis called up because we needed a right-handed arm. And then our lineup today versus the left-hander, Randy Jones. Gibby's going to sit out. Lou Whitaker was listed as tired, so we will have him on the bench today. Rickey Henderson back in there. Hojo is going to be our DH instead of Kevin Bass. But Doug Baker will be batting in place of Lou Whitaker today. So, okay, let's go ahead and do the official lineup rundown for the Baltimore Orioles today. Batting leadoff in left field is Alan Bannister. Batting second, playing second base is Wayne Krenchicki. Batting third and DHing is Greg Luzinski. Batting cleanup, playing first base is Jim Traber. Batting fifth, playing third base is Doug DeCinces. Batting sixth, playing shortstop is Robin Yount. Batting seventh in right field is Ken Singleton. Batting eighth in center field is Ron LeFlore. And batting ninth and catching today is Ray Smith. Let's take a look at Joaquin Andujar here. As you can see, his new baseball card looking good. He is making his fifth start in a Tiger uniform this year. He still does not have a victory. He has been pitching better of late. He's got that 3.79 ERA. More strikeouts than walks for the first time as a Tiger after his last start. Opponents only batting 171 against him, so he's keeping the hit total down, only giving up one home run. We go right to the log here. You can see in the 4 previous starts in a Tiger uniform, he had his best start. He went 5 2/3 innings his last time out, not giving up a run with only 1 hit and 2 walks against Toronto. But remember, that was at Exhibition Stadium versus all of those power lefties in a stadium that has 100% more chance to hit a home run if you're a left-hander. So we took him out, and that cost us. That was a tough loss for us. And he goes to free agency at the end of this season. I'm not sure yet if we're going to have him back or not. Here's the Tigers' defense. We have Gold Glovers at first base and Henderson out there in left field. And we've got Alan Bannister leading off against Joaquin Andujar. A 1-2 count, and Andujar paints the corner. That was an iffy call, marginal for sure. 1 down. Next up is Wayne Krenchicki. Krenchicki batting .314 with a home run this season. Pops it straight up at home plate, and it's going to be caught by Parrish. After the error in yesterday's game on a pop-up, I was holding my breath there. Andujar then walks the bull, Greg Luzinski, to get to Traber. Maybe not the worst idea. Traber's leading the team in home runs as a rookie, 13 home runs. And a base hit into right field. Glenn Wilson retrieves it, but not in time. As Luzinski scores from first, it is a triple. His 4th triple on the season. I apologize, he is not a rookie. He's in his 2nd season. First full season, I guess. So, 1 run in as Doug DeCinces steps in with a runner at third and 2 down. And an infield single. Unbelievable. We are not doing well with our defense or with our pitching, and it is so frustrating right now. Let's go ahead and do the Tigers lineup rundown. Batting leadoff in left field today is Rickey Henderson. Batting second in right field is Glenn Wilson. Batting third at first base is Eddie Murray. Batting cleanup, playing third base is Mickey Hatcher. Batting fifth and catching is Lance Parrish. Batting sixth and DHing is Howard Johnson. Batting seventh, playing shortstop is Alan Trammell. Batting eighth at second base is Doug Baker. Batting ninth in center field is Eddie Miller. Let's take a look at Randy Jones. We have faced this guy so many times, making his 16th start. 5-8 with that 5.81 ERA, 47 Ks in 102 third innings pitched. Opponents are batting .308 against him. He's got a couple of complete games. Really a non-existent fastball. Very high percentage of ground balls, 51%. His best pitch is a sinker. That's going to induce a lot of ground balls. 3 other pitches, all below average. However, he is overall rated an 84. 33-year-old goes to free agency in 1985. He's making $1.5 million for the Orioles. Kind of sinking this ball club right now. Taking a look at his log real quick. He has faced Detroit 2 times this year. The last time he took a loss, going 9 1/3 innings. Giving up 5 runs on 7 hits. Previously, he got a victory back in May, going 7 2/3, giving up 2 runs. So let's take a look at the defense. Same as yesterday for the Orioles, with Gold Glovers in right field and center field. And Rickey Henderson leading off. Tigers already down 2 runs here. Rickey, he walked 3 times in yesterday's ball game. Hits a ground ball to third. There's 1 down. Next up is Glenn Wilson. Wilson strikes out. And Eddie Murray walks. There we go. So we get a base runner on. A chance here for Mickey Hatcher to keep the rally going. Striking out on a pitch that was so far outside. A 69-mile-an-hour curveball, and you can't tell that it's a foot outside? Come on. We go to the top of the second. Here is Ken Singleton leading off against Joaquin Andujar. Oh, man, come on. Andujar walking so many batters. Runner on first. Here's Ron LeFlore. Comes back, strikes out LeFlore. 2 down. I'm sorry, 1 down. Runner on first. And another infield single. Fantastic. Fantastic. All right. So we got to pull the outfield in. Singleton has terrible speed. We definitely do not want him scoring on a base hit. Another strikeout for Andujar. Another pitch also a foot outside. Pulls the string on the slider. And again, outfield being pulled in with Wayne Krenchicki up. And a base hit to right. Singleton scores anyway. It's 3-0 Baltimore. Another hit, this time by the Bull to right field, and it's 4-0. I guess we're going to lose this game. All right, so, Andujar is going to have to bend over and take it here because we cannot kill our bullpen again. You know, something I've never done is I've never actually pitched a position player. If you're someone who plays this game, have you ever done that before? Let me know in the comments. Have you ever put a position player in intentionally and had a position player pitch? Tigers are down 5-0 as Parrish grounds out. We can't even get a hit against this shitty left-handed pitcher. In the last year of his real-life career, and he is absolutely shutting us down at home. Here's Doug Baker with a runner on first. So Tigers have not even scratched a hit yet. We go to the top of the third. We're down 5. Another base hit. Leadoff man is on. Here's Ken Singleton. Yep, another hit. I have no idea what to do. We have completely got crushed. Now, we are, again, 20 games over, and we were 11 runs, I believe it was 11 runs over 100 in the plus minus, so 111 runs up. And I think this, my theory, again, as we pull the infield in, for what it's worth, I have a feeling the game is going to try to keep us around those marks the rest of the season. So it's like, however good your team is, or bad for that matter, your team is out of the gate, it seems like there is a point in the season, whether it's a third of the way through, I guess we weren't really paying attention, but there's a point in the season where I think no matter how good or bad you are, this kicks in where you're not really ever going to get more or less than that. As it's now 6-0, and we're just pushing buttons at this point. There's another hit number 10. It's 7-0. Let's see how far we can go with this. That'll get another run in on a sac fly. It's 8-0. We go to the bottom of the third, 8-0. Tigers will finally get their infield single from a player who wasn't even on the team 10 days ago. So, yeah, this is that part of the year where it's like, I feel like, however, whatever's built into the AI, it's like the beginning of the season and the end of the season. If you're breaking it into thirds, into 54-game thirds. The middle third is the one that fucks you. And the first, the beginning third and the last third, you kind of play it out, you know? Glenn Wilson has absolutely been on fire, though, as he hits a 3-run bomb to center field. That is his 9th home run. And for what it's worth, he's got 32 RBIs in what is essentially a platoon job. So good job by him. And also, taking a look at his log. Yeah, that is 4 home runs in the last 6 games. So he is coming through for us. Eddie Murray popping it up on the infield. 1 down. I mean, our biggest problem right now, as Hatcher pops up, is what are we going to do about our pitching? Like, Andujar has been just absolute garbage. And we know we can't trust Filer or Kenny as Parrish gets hit by a pitch. Kelly, I should say. So, we've got Petrie coming back right before the trade deadline is over. And that could take one of the spots, but Petrie has been absolutely terrible his entire career until this year. We go to the top of the 4th inning. Tigers get 3 on that 3-run shot from Wilson. Yeah, another hit. There's hit number 11. Let's see if he can give up 20 hits. Another walk. Ground ball to third. A double play. We're 1 pitch away from getting out of this. Nope. Nope, not at all. It's going to be off the wall for a double. 9-3. Thank God for Ron LeFlore in his terrible final season. So the Orioles have scored every inning. That's going to do it for Andujar. We won't bring him back out for the 5th. We'll let Jerry Euger come in and see what he has to offer. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Trammell leading off here. Baker walks. Eddie Miller. I mean, yeah, why not? So 1st and 3rd, 1 out. Rickey Henderson, who's been terrible, walks. Bases loaded. 1 down for Glenn Wilson. 1 swing of the bat will make this game a little more interesting. Let's see what happens here. This could also be a double play with Wilson running. Well, you got to connect first, I suppose. And Eddie Murray with 4 career grand slams grounds out to first. So we get nothing. That is exactly what you would expect. So we're going to bring in Jerry Euger. Euge came back, pitched 2 innings in relief. You see his last start, he did not get an out. That was back in May. We sent his ass down because he was so horrible during that stretch. Couldn't even get his 5 innings. Then he comes back and pitched pretty well in that first relief appearance. Let's see what he's got today. We are in the top of the 5th. Ray Smith leading off. Ground ball to first. 1 down. Next up is Alan Bannister. I feel like I had a thought that I didn't finish there about our starting pitching. So, yeah, I just don't know what we're going to do. I mean, we already have so many problems with our payroll. As Krenchicki gets a double, that is his 13th double on the year. Now, we do have Danny Jackson in AAA. He just got promoted right at the amateur draft this year. So I don't know if that's worth trying to bring him up. I don't like left-handed starting pitchers. As you probably know, we don't have any in our rotation, and Bruce Robbins. Come on, Randy Jones has hit us twice now. Now he's given up 2 hit-by pitches and 5 walks. So that's 7 plus 3. So his whip for today is a little over 2 because he doesn't have an out here in the 5th. So, like, they're not giving up the hits in this game for us. They're only giving up the peripheral stats, so like hit by pitches and walks. So I have no idea if this is a calculated thing in the AI or what. But if you walk 5 batters and hit 2 batters, you're probably still not in there in the 5th inning. But he is a veteran pitcher, so who knows? Hojo going deep to center field, 419 feet. Hatcher tags, why not? There's Trammell. Ground out to short. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know what to do about our rotation. We will not win this division as we are now. And for whatever reason, our offense cannot hit clutch right now. So, I don't know. Baltimore has no business even being in the same division as us when it comes to win-loss. I mean, they suffered so many injuries, and yet they're 4 games above 500 and are demolishing us this series. Demolishing our pitching, anyway. Doug Baker, fly ball to center. 1 down here in the 6th. Now, interestingly enough, Glenn Wilson has been our player of the game the last 2 games, and certainly our player of the game today with the 3-run home run. When you have limited options, it kind of becomes easy as Rickey Henderson gets his 8th double of the season. That's the other thing to mention is Rickey Henderson is going to free agency at the end of the season, and he has to miss almost 2 games a week due to being tired. Infield singles, so many infield singles today between the 2 teams. Here's Eddie Murray. So I mean, we have a lot of questions that we need to have answered. And I don't really have an answer. Good job by Euger going another 2-inning performance. Maybe he's just destined to be a reliever. We're going to need to make another bullpen change. Well, we might have to send Euger back down and bring up another righty. Maybe Gumpy Gumpert, Dave Forrest Gumpert. We're going to give Carl Willis another chance to pitch. He's been really good for us as a rookie this season. In real life, he didn't make it to the majors until 86. That's his 1987 Topps card there. So we'll give him an inning or two here. There's a ground ball from Singleton. So once we brought in the bullpen, no runs scored. Like, why is that? I don't get it. Finally, LeFlore gets a hit. He's below the Mendoza line. And then Ray Smith goes deep. So, yeah, this is going to be the equalizer ball game. When this game is done, we're going to be right around the 100-run differential. They'll probably give us a couple more runs in the ninth. And an error by Willis. A line drive to first. Does not get doubled off. Bannister gets back. And there's another shot, yeah. So there's the 10-run differential there. So we are right at 100 runs. And there's 99. So maybe we send Carl Willis down too. I mean, his own error gave him 3 unearned runs there. Sammy Stewart comes into the ball game high on crack, allegedly. His ERA is at 4.94 though. 21 Ks and 31 innings pitched. So that's some heat there. 94 miles an hour. Doing a bump. Throwing the fastball. Here's Mickey Hatcher. Tigers have 5 hits today. A little tapper back to Stewart. So today we've had no offense, terrible defense, and our pitching has been absolutely garbage. And I would say, you know, every once in a while you have a game like this, but we didn't have a game like this for 2.5 months, nearly 3 months of the season. So, you know, what changed? On the floor, popping it up here. And here's Ray Smith. Well, let's take a look at the in-game stats. I mean, everybody in this team's hitting. They have 2 players that are 4 for 5. Ron LeFlore's base hit that he had a moment ago was his first hit of the game. That gives every player in their lineup a hit today. Headed to the bottom of the 8th inning. Here's Dougie Baker. Baker with a base hit. Good job by him. Why not? Oh, Baker gets a double. He's running down the old man in right field that's got no arm. We'll call that a win right there. We're taking his first career double. Why not? Wow, that was ball 4, but it was so high, Miller could not lay off it. He gets himself a triple. Yeah, so this is where they kind of let us back in. Now we're back to that 100-run differential. First triple of the year. Good job by Miller. I mean, how could we not play Miller? Sorry, big hit Bass. He's going to spend some time on the bench. A grounder to short. Will Miller score? He does. 1 down only. Wilson strikes out. And Murray hits a grounder to short. We're going to the 9th inning. We've got a couple lefties coming up, so we're going to bring a lefty in. It's going to be Dave Rucker, only because he has the least amount of innings pitched. And he's going to face Krenchicki, Luzinski, and Traber. Krenchicki goes down on strikes. A ground ball from the bull. Come on. and a double play. So we are headed to the bottom of the ninth. We're down 9. Will they give us a couple runs for fun? Maybe that was last inning. They always give you a couple when you're down deep like this. I was definitely expecting Parrish to get a junk time home run. Yeah, it comes down to Hojo. Hojo, we should send him back down to the minors too. He's been useless. Tigers lose, 14-5. No trade offers. Nobody wants anyone on this team right now. Lost 2 in a row, so Yankees win again. Boston wins again. Baltimore wins again. And now we're 19 back now. We were once almost 30 games up at one point, and our run differential is 102. So with those two runs that we scored in the 8th, that took us away from that ratio there. So, I mean, we do have like one of the best batting averages. We have the most home runs. We have the second most stolen bases right now. And our team ERA has gone up 3/4 of a run in about a month and a half. But, so what? Let's take a look at the headline news. What's James writing about? Hey, Bobby Ojeda throws a shutout. He was 1-9 on the season, or 1-8. And let's take a look at his scouting. Yeah, he's 2-9 now, so that's something. A big trade. New York trades DeCinces in a 4-player deal. So this is the Mets and the Twinkies. Well, okay, let's just get to the transactions and check it out. Oh, I was sorry. I should have had this prepared. I was working on something last night. All teams. Okay, my bad. Okay, there's a lot of shit going on here. So here's the trade. Wait a minute. Minnesota just traded for Dan Gladden from the Gigantes, and they've turned around and traded him to the Mets. How many freaking outfielders do the Mets have now? It makes no sense. They get 3 players in return. He played in 8 games for them. He wasn't hitting well. We got to check the Mets. In return, they get 2 pitchers, 2 starters, and a left fielder who played only in the Mexican League. Joe McGrain, pretty good pitcher. I mean, he's got a good future ahead of him. They're going to need that. And Rich DeCinces, who's a single-A pitcher. Oh, actually, he's kind of a long reliever. I remember him as a starter. And this Eduardo Jimenez, who there's no card for him because he barely existed in baseball. Okay, let's take a look at the Mets real quick. What are they doing? This is a team that's, I think, really kind of destroyed their lineup. So we got no DH. There we go. So Dan Gladden now goes left field. So Milt Thompson, who they traded for, is done. Dave Parker and Mookie Wilson, who are having great years, were moved out of the lineup. Steve Henderson is now out of the lineup. And yeah. So they've basically traded for like players who aren't really necessary. They traded for Mike Hart. I think they got him from Texas. No, from Minnesota. So they've been working with Minnesota. And then John Christensen came out of their own minor league system, who just got called up when Dave Parker got sent down. So I have no idea what's going on here. Any of those players are better than some of these backups. I don't know what they're doing. And their starting pitcher is pretty good. So, but they're winning their division, so you can't really argue all that much against them. Okay, well they're 3.5. Well, they lost 3 in a row. That's because they keep messing with their lineup. let's pull up the box score and get out of here. Man, player of the game. We're just going to give it to Glenn Wilson. 3 games in a row. Randy Jones, he was pretty horrible. 5 walks, 2 hit batters, but really just the 1 bad hit. Tigers, 3 of the 5 hits were extra bases. The errors, the terrible pitching, just not getting it done. But the beautiful thing about baseball is there's always tomorrow. Also, I did do a new sports card video today. I did a pack of 2021 Panini Chronicles. Should be showing up right here. I was trying to find a LaMelo Ball rookie card. So if you're interested in that, take a look at that video. It's only less than 5 minutes. And some really good rookie card pulls in there. So check that out. Anyway, until tomorrow, everyone, have a great night.